Cascade Range today. This is one of my favorite maps, actually. What is this a best of? If you were listening in the office, you would know. It's not a best of anything. They're just playing games. We're not having a formal series here. The players don't really want the pressure of a scoreboard and etc., etc., although I will count the score. What you want to do with that, I don't know, but we are just playing random games and casting them. That's what's happening. Just letting the guys know in the office. They're probably wondering how to represent that on an overlay, but I'll leave that to them. Ladies and gentlemen, This is a random game being played by Soldier and IAmTurk on Cascade Range, and this is one of my favorite maps. I really like Cascade Range. I think it's a beautiful map. I think Gaja did a really good job. And
I like this one too. It's one of my favorite non-TP or non-TP maps.
Yeah, I really like it. I kind of like the old version where there was no water flags. I like that novelty of there being fish in these ponds, but no water shipments. Not that really makes a difference. It's these ponds are so small and there's so few fish that it would rarely matter.
You don't really see people shipping like 2 caravels, but the water spawn point does make the Asia politicians more viable, like the Spain going for 400 wood and a caravel, which is really nice.
And I guess Japan kind of like it as well for fishing boats and a few other novelty things. Maybe I shouldn't dislike this version then. I just thought that was a unique selling point of the map, that it didn't have a water spawn point on it, but was a water map. But those points actually kind of make it, I think, more interesting to have it. But for those wondering, since this is divorced from the series we were just playing, and if you're watching this as an entirely separate YouTube video, I'm joined by Tabben, of all people, one of the top 8 for the New World Championship, and I'll be casting today alongside him.
Yes, and these 2 players, I would say that by those who aren't competing at LAN, they're probably like 2 of the strongest players.
The 2... Yeah, that's a good point. I think both of them could have had a really good shot at making the LAN. It's just,
Definitely.
In the end, the
Turk
players
actually beat
Prince of Kabul.
Beat one of the Prince of Kabul, who's going to LAN. So he's definitely a solid player.
Yeah, I think the round of 32, IAmTurk defeated Prince of Kabul 3-1 in a best of 5. So yeah, clearly Red here knows what he's doing. And then Prince managed to qualify through the lower bracket. But yeah, the fishing boats do come out for IAmTurk. As we were saying, that spawn point is relevant, especially for Japan here as a shipment.
Yeah, and that's to be expected from Japan because if you don't really want to be shipping 2 villagers, because then you'll use up the food in base quicker and hunt map. So Kami doesn't really feel Heavenly Kami doesn't really feel justified.
Yeah, fishing boats.
Perfectly fine to go for the boats.
Yeah, really nice. And gathering from berries as well as his orchard there, nice and split up. And now placing down the Wonder. He's got a few hunts in base for a shrine, and all is looking good in the hood for him. I never really introduced the players. This is such a hodgepodge game, but kind of like it that way. There's something magical about standard maps and just casting random games on ESO. Yeah. A series is all well and good, and I do like series. There's a lot more on the line, and it just feels like if you're playing a best of 5, you have these civ rules and such. But this is also quite nice because we get to see matchups that perhaps you wouldn't usually see. Maybe playing as France or Germany, and then you spawn on Cascade Range or something like that. Players don't usually take those civs on non-TP maps. And today is not perhaps the best example, but I suppose it's a good example, actually. You wouldn't really ever see British versus... Well, Japan would not usually want to go up against British.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he's gone for the Portuguese consulate, so maybe he'll want to send... Yeah, he has changed his water point to the other side. So he's going to be looking to get another batch of fishing boats to the other side.
And that's really nice, splitting them up so that you don't gobble up all the fish in one and then leave the other fish untouched in the other pond. So he's going to split
and you would make them more vulnerable to a caravel or something as well.
That's true. Just hedging your bets a bit. But Soldier playing as the British here, he's gotten, we should have mentioned this, a forward barracks, and he went up with the governor, placing the outpost really far forward, and all this time's been really aggressive. That explorer, I guess, has nothing better to do. All of the rubbishy Age 1 treasures, there's literally no treasures on the map. How often do you see that? They've all been gobbled up. They're just lots of tiny little treasures on this map, no big ones at all, just really small treasures, as you can see. They're called Tier 1 treasures.
Japan have a good time picking up with the 2 explorers.
And this explorer gonna kill, his name's Sexy. Sexy man down.
Sexy almost surviving.
And Matt doesn't survive.
No, rip Matt.
Rip Matt and rip Sexy. Yeah. But Pike's coming out from British, gonna start sieging down shrines all over the map. And with only the one Japanese scout, I'm not even sure where it is on the map. Oh, it's at home here. He's not gonna be able to build too many too quickly. Thankfully for him, 600 wood is easier. One monk will have a better time spending that, I suppose, without Heavenly Kami making them all super cheap. One monk might be enough to build, but it's going to slow him down quite a lot. Couple of Yumi coming out to try and kill off those pikes and defend the shrines, but 5 longbows have been trained to match it, and Soldier is just roaming the map currently.
Yeah, I played Soldier in this matchup, and he's really solid from the Brit side. And he played this matchup in tournament versus Yumiu, and took a quite convincing win, I think.
Yeah. Okay, and fairly similar builds. You know, both Japan and British have sort of similar playstyles in a way. They both have houses that provide an economic bonus, and both players just sort of doing that, I suppose. Lots of vills on wood here, starting with 700 wood and building manors, and 5 vills coming out from soldiers to keep the eco up, is being aggressive with pikes. But Japan...
We see an early stable from IAmTurk, and he might be looking to send 600 coin as next card.
Yeah.
Maybe go for an early Nagi switch, which could be a problem for British.
Yeah, could be really strong.
Yeah.
But, you know, Japan has to do something, because I feel like, okay, they have similar styles, like I was saying, but the British...
Soldier is adding a stable as well, actually. So
and
Hussars... sort of mirroring each other.
And Hussars are much better against Nagi than Nagi are against Hussar. Not that that's going to matter too much. It could happen. But British have, I think, a better eco when both players just play this sort of same... they play the same style. It's up to Japan to do something about that.
Also, Brits has the earlier 3-unit type composition with the pikes mixed in as well. While Japan is usually like relying more on Nagi.
Yeah. I guess, well, they don't have a pike unit to train at their barracks, do they? So it's just not an option.
They could get some clubs from the consulate, but he's still on Portuguese.
No Japanese consulate just yet for the... we'll just call them clubs. Their name is so long.
Yeah.
But lots of Yumi Archer. That's really nice. Let's switch on over to military units. 23 Yumi versus 20 longbows. 5 Hussars now have been trained for Soldier at the stable there. So that's going to be really, really strong against the Yumi. And 5 Nagi now coming out.
Turk has to be careful not to push out too far.
For sure. Those Hussars could be scary.
He is low on Shrine Pop.
Oh my goodness.
He's actually housed.
Virus and threat. Sorry. I just got a notification on my PC and interrupted you, but go on.
Does have a shrine coming up in base, so he should be fine. And 5 Naginatas trained. And in eco. Because we see Soldier is quite low on population as well. He hasn't really been manor booming a lot.
Yeah, he's only on 80 population, right? I guess a lot of his wood has been spent on longbow and pike production. So, yeah, normally I'd say British just get further ahead than Japan, which is the case, actually. He's got 40 vills compared to 36. Although all this time, he's not had steel traps. That's just coming in. But he has had log flume, which is really nice.
Click on the economic unit population, you get recalculated.
Oh, yes.
And it shows Japan slightly...
Oh, pardon me. I'm completely wrong. Yeah, I normally have that on. I just didn't today in this particular game. Yeah,
we also see that recently researched steel traps, while Turk has had market ups for.
Yeah, But
food.
Dayamo Mototada coming in. Okay, and this looks like go time for Turk. Really, really strong unit that.
I wonder if the outpost scouted the cavalry. I think it did.
Yeah,
because soldier is retreating.
It has a really long line of sight. I'm sure he's seen all of this. Does get one of the Nagi there. Let's see how this pans out. Japan looking to do some damage here. But, I mean, all this time, though, Soldier has had log flume upgraded, now getting placer mines in. So he's had really efficient wood gathering. So he's definitely set up to continue making crossbow pike or longbow pike efficiently.
Wonder, though, he's sending coin shipments back to back.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's just going to add more hussars instead. Maybe looking for some sort of timing with cavalry HP, though he doesn't have cav HP in his deck.
No, he doesn't. He's just got the 2 musket ups in the colonial age.
Yeah.
And Japan, pretty normal stuff, although does have 2 attack boons.
He's starting to add in some Ashigaru, seeing the cavalry mass, I think, from Soldier.
Yeah. 10 Ashies in total.
Shrines in base that are...
here we go. Units coming forward. Longbows getting a little bit close there. There are quite a lot of Nagi, and they're really good against longbow, but there are hussars involved. There are pikes just to the north here. Hussar turning around to get involved. And Hussar, as I said earlier, very strong against Naginata. The pikes trying to get involved as well. And yeah, the Nagi's wanting to get on out of there. But the Hussars have split off and found themselves on top of the Yumi, the other side. This looks like a really good fight for British.
I think it's quite close. There's some Ashigaru mixed in that are in melee for Turk.
Yeah.
Um,
and Daimyo Mototada looks like he's going to go down. Rest in pieces. Yeah. And now it's just Longbowmen versus Ashi and Yumi. And the Longbows are going to win that really, really nicely. But they do need to be afraid of any cavalry that may be coming from red. There are 2 in queue, but none on the board. So these Longbows are fine for the time being.
Yeah. The problem with Longbows is they don't scale super well. So if Turk can get like an Ashigaru upgrade, decent trade, especially with the Yumis and the Besteros from the consulate as well.
Yeah. That's a good point. There's no, like, cards for longbows, right? Not until
you can get something from the advanced arsenal,
yeah,
but that's not, like, super often you send that, especially not early.
And it's a Fortress Age building, the arsenal, so you can't upgrade your colonial age longbowman until the Fortress Age.
If you send the advanced arsenal card,
yes,
you get it in the colonial age.
Yeah, but he doesn't have AA in his deck, so Soldier not going to be able to do that today. But yeah, there's not a lot of upgrades outside of Yeoman, Breastplate, and Veteran Longbowman, I suppose. But game seems fairly even. Eco's fairly even. Japan is slightly ahead. Although, remember, villagers gathering from berries is slower than hunts. And Soldier is still continuing to kill these shrines. Needs to unlock the food. These vills, gonna go gather berries whilst they're waiting for this shrine to be destroyed. Military unit population, though, blue is 74 compared to 54, so 20 up, which is looking pretty good. Nagi's now racing across the map.
Going to raid,
But they will be spotted by the Manors, which will give Soldier a bit of a heads up.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have enough hussars to deal with them.
Yeah, he's just got 3 Huss there. And these
Looks like
vills,
he's finding the vills.
Yeah, they're gonna get dunked by a bunch of Nagi. That's not looking too good. And I think he's gonna lose quite a few vills here. Does have great coats though.
Turk's infantry mass is a bit out of position. If you look at the Yumi mass or the Yumis, they're almost getting caught.
He killed quite a few villagers there. Let's take a look at units lost. 5 villagers going down. But this could be a good fight for Blue. He's got a lot of stuff here. Let's see how this goes. And still no upgrades in. So these longbows, they're not outscaled yet, like we were talking about. It's not like Japan has any upgrades for his units just yet. Hussars now coming in on top of the Yumi. That's really nice, but now trying to get back to the longbows because he wants to stop those Naggies dealing damage. A couple of Ashi coming in, reinforcing, but lots of longbows going to take them out really, really quickly. And if we switch over to military units, this Red Army is mostly, Ashigaru, 23 Ashis, which are really not good against longbows, and Turk going to have to get on out of there. But he's sort of trapped now on the left-hand side of the map, and if Soldier plays his cards right, haha, Age of Empires 3 cards, he might trap these Japanese army. But Ashis do have extra speed, remember, so maybe that'll be helpful retreating, and it looks like Soldier hasn't been able to trap him just yet. But he may well, it's going to be a long way before he can get home. I think Turk may be trapped.
And that's another batch of Hussars.
And that's what he needs.
Yumi.
Lots of Hussars. And Minutemen being called, going all in here just to take this army out. And it's just, it's doomed. I think he's not going to be able to get away. There is a raid meanwhile, but this is the more important thing. These units here, Turk just needs to find a way to get those Ashis to safety.
I think this is looking really good for Soldier, actually.
Yeah. Bit of a fight in the middle of the map here. But the Yumi, pardon me, longbows, they're not Yumi, do quite well there. But a couple of Nagi turning up, but now the longbows and the few more Cav coming in do catch that. But Red did find his way out, although is walking straight into the longbow mass. Oh, God, they have so much range. Ouchie.
I feel like this longbow mass could even like take down 10 Nagis maybe, just by taking them down one by one. So it's gonna be really hard for Turk to deal with this mass, and he's had to ship orchards now because he doesn't really have safe berries. Yeah,
no map control. There are lots of berries on this map to gather from, which is what he's doing. Look at that. They're just sort of like clustered, trying to gather. Normally, and there's a raid over here, a berry raid. How often do you see Japan out on the map trying to gather resources? They're usually at home on their orchards, which he has now sent, but...
I mean, that is an option on this map for Japan. They can maybe delay their orchards a bit by going to the berries to the side. The military to defend them.
But this is like more than double British unit population coming in now against Japan here. It's a ton of longbows. But there are 10 Naginata out on the board, which is quite good, but I just think there's enough blue stuff for that to not be important.
Yeah, I feel like Turk would need, and there's even pikemen coming in as well. I feel like Turk would maybe need to pull Vils into the fight. If he could like even just slam in the Vils from the berries.
Yeah. He needs to do, he would need to slam in extra HP just to soak here, otherwise his army is not going to perform.
It's not looking too bad for
there's a lot of Nagi in there.
Trade.
The Nagi are doing work for sure. But behind this, look at the Hussar and the villagers.
I wonder if that's a good idea from Soldier though, because he's killing Vils with the Hussars, but he's losing the fight.
Yeah.
And that's gonna give Turk a window to push the resources of Soldier.
Yeah. I mean, he kills a lot of Vils, and he's secured quite a big eco lead now, but I feel like if the Blue Hussar were involved in that fight, the Naginata just wouldn't have killed so many longbowmen, and as a result, there'd be more longbows to handle all these Ashi. But now they're just going to get trapped in the back here, and will be killed by these Nagi. Musketeer switch.
Yeah, he had some idle musketeers during the fight, I think.
Well, that explains. And suddenly, this game is looking pretty good for Japan. I mean, British still very far ahead in terms of score, but it's looking okay.
Soldier went from like 50 longbowmen to 0 longbowmen in 2 minutes. And that's the problem. Like, if you get caught just once with Cav, you can lose longbowmen so fast.
But he does have a big eco. He is raiding again up here, which will buy him perhaps even more time and kill even more villagers. Soldier's eco, let's see if he can rebound, so to speak, and retrain his units and continue playing on. Gonna kill a ton of villagers. In fact, all those villagers just gonna go down. Turk's sort of sacrificing them off. So Turk has to do something now. He has to make a big play here because his eco is in a bad way. And he may be able to do that. He did come out ahead in a big fight.
Yeah.
But having said that, he is up against a big Musk mass now, and Musk attack and defense is in. So these Musketeers are more or less the same as Ashi. Although, having said that, Ashi attack is also in, so the Ashis are pretty good. And this still looks like a Japanese-favored fight because of those upgrades.
Even the few Shinobis in the back to provide some extra damage versus the Musketeers.
Can't click on a Shinobi. I want to see its stats. Yeah, they're quite an odd unit. They just do 23 damage with no multipliers against anything. They're almost like...
they're pretty good, and they're quite... they can even be used for like raiding builds because you can stealth them. Don't really have like a stealth animation. They go into stealth super quickly.
They just
so, like yeah.
They just like
they almost have like instant stealth. It's really cool.
Yeah. Those Ashies really, really strong. And Soldier on mills. This explains this. His eco is just not able to keep going like it was before because there's no hunts left. He's on berries. He's on mills. He's gathering a lot of wood to make those mills. Whereas Japan, he just ships 2 more orchards and he's good to keep going. And this is...
And like, that's the good thing about being Japan, even this late, like you still have military unit shipments to send in late colonial.
Yeah, that's true. Japan can just play out forever in the colonial age. They can send, if they wanted to, 20 shipments in the colonial age.
He still has 10 Yumis to send if he wants to.
Yeah. But there's some Huss here. He's got some longbows in the back. But, oh wow, look, even more Yumi coming in. Huss, not Huss. Oh my god, I can't say the unit names. Lots of Ashi. And I think Japan is fine.
That kind of swing very fast. It was looking super good for Soldier. And he maybe got a bit overconfident with the longbow mass that he could raid during the fight.
Yeah.
To cost him a lot of units.
Just gonna chase
now
these 3.
Now we see the Shinobi's raiding.
Yeah.
On top of the
23 ranged attack. Does take down a Vil there. But Soldier is now set up. He's got 4 mills. And Sea Drill now coming in. Perhaps now he can start to mass properly now that the food income is back and he's all set up. But it'll be tough because his opponent's on nearly 40 population and he has only 20. He's going to catch those Shinobi, though. That'll even it out a bit. This is, I think, still quite close. Just Soldier has such a much bigger eco.
Does, yeah, but I think the mills are going to cost him the game because Japan is gathering from berries with market upgrades and still has like 5,000 food in base.
Yeah.
And his units are just better at this point.
That is true. It's just a case now if Soldier can drag the game out long enough for his eco to matter. But you are right, his market upgrades for blue just don't matter anymore because they don't affect the gathering of from a mill.
Yeah.
So maybe the eco isn't as good as it looks on paper. And
it's hard to tell, yeah.
These fights are just no good. Japan's has the stronger units. And he's just winning all these small engagements.
Soldier is doing a good job. He's still raiding. He's denying the mine from IAmTurk.
Yeah. 2 Hussars there. Having said that, the longbows are still... Like, when they're not taking damage... If the musks are taking damage and the longbows are firing in the back, they're actually not... They're actually pretty good, but that's the trouble. They're just very low hit point unit.
And we see, like, now it's perfect example where longbowmen are weak, because now they can't kite the Ashigaru. They have to just run because they're outmassed. And animation, they could kite the Ashigaru a bit, but now they're being taken down quickly.
Yeah, that is the trouble with the bow compared to, like, a crossbow or just a gun.
Yeah.
that animation. But
Now Soldier is
Soldier's holding
stacking
his own.
2 shipment, but he doesn't really have anything to send in the colonial age.
Yeah, he's sent.
And
He's still got 600. No, he sent that. He sent every shipment. He's got nothing to send. He just has to wait now. Whereas Japan can keep sending them. But, you know, this is... Somehow, Soldier is ahead on military unit population. So, I think that eco is starting to kick in and pay off.
if he can get like a decent mass of longbows, he might still be winning. And yeah, Turk is actually gonna call it. I wasn't looking at the scores, but I see that Turk is far behind. Because he's out of coin and can't really add any more Naginatas.
Yeah. That was really nice. And also remember these raids on the coin mine. I can't flare them anymore, but stopping the Vils gathering there just now. Turk has a lot of food, but not too much coin. Maybe that's fine, though, because Ashes cost mostly food. But Soldier does start pulling ahead and wins. That was a really interesting game. And
it was, looking at the graphs, it's quite fun. The military unit population, we see that that fight went extremely well for IAmTurk.
That went very,
was the Naginatas versus the longbows, but losing all those villagers in the process ended up costing him too much.
Yeah. Your voice has gone a bit sort of glitchy. I don't know if that's my end or maybe it's yours.
That's weird.
I'm not sure if
like
it's not
cutting out.
No, it's not cutting out, and it's not like that robotics sort of. You know when someone's lagging and their voice goes all robo. It's not that either. It's something else. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's on our end or if the viewers can even hear it. If it's just me that can hear it, then that's fine. But
well, I think they hear what you hear, or
well, it might be like a loose connection on my headphones that's causing it, and that the actual audio is fine. I'm not sure. Maybe someone can let me know, but hopefully that clears up because it's fine if probably your headphones. Okay. Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't sound like it's on the stream, so that's fine.
Okay, good to know.
And Turk says, 1 min, guys, sorry. Turk might need to have a smoke real quick. He was drafted into play.
That was my thought as well.
Yeah, and that's fine. He didn't realize he'd be playing a bunch of games in a row. So, by all means.
By all means. And it was quite an intense game. It was action all over the place, especially with like after that big fight.
Yeah.
Was Ashigaru running all over the map.
I'm just going to try a different headset. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
is it the same?
Oh, apparently it is your microphone.
It's my microphone.
Yeah, just try plugging it in again.
I'm gonna try
I'm not sure if it's not robo. No, it's not cutting out, and it's not like that robotics sort of. You know when someone's lagging and their voice goes all robo. It's not that either. It's something else. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's on our end or if the viewers can even hear it. If it's just me that can hear it, then that's fine. But okay, just waiting for Tabben to come back. Well, it might be like a loose connection. He's going to re-plug his microphone. That might fix things. But currently just waiting for Turk. He just needs a quick break. And he is back now by the looks of it. Russia coming out. A Russia mirror on ESOC standard maps, perhaps. It's fine. Probably your headphones. Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't sound like it's on the stream, so that's fine. How's it going, Tabben? Oh, Germany coming out. Can you hear me again? Or can I hear you? More to the point. I don't hear you saying anything if you are. Prox Warrior says, have you tried Wars of Liberty? Have have I tried it? No, I've not. I've not ever played Wars of Liberty. I've seen it being played, and I've heard good things about it from Mito and indeed a few other players. Let's fix Tabben first, though. Let's. Ah, hello? Okay, so Tabben is... It works while testing in options. Okay, let's... Weird. Right. Let's call him again. Did that fix it? Doesn't seem to be the case. Weird. He might restart Discord browser. Oh, he doesn't have desktop? Huh.
Yes.
And, but the matchup will be Germany versus Russia. Looks like, though, Tabben just going to restart his Discord. He uses the browser version rather than the app, which is surprising. Okay, I guess we'll just green in. And Tabben is greened in, so we're all greened in. Oh. Hello?
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 Testing?
Yeah, that works.
I don't know, it's weird.
Okay. Well, it's fixed. You sound perfect now, so that's good. And the game's just started, so hot damn diggity. That was all well and good and timed perfectly. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in the south of the map in the color blue, we do have Soldier and Mendocino almost made the map pool for the New World Championship. This is a map I really, really like. I just really like the deep green textures. It's very vibrant. It's a good-looking map. And it's one of those sort of trade posts go through the middle map, which I think is often really fun to play on in terms of like the viewing experience. You'll notice in the map pool, we avoided maps like Manchuria, where the trading posts spawn behind your base, and you just have this safe TP line. We wanted to encourage, or we wanted maps that, maybe we should have picked one map like that, but most of the maps have the TP routes like going through the map, you know, like Kamchatka, where there is a safe one, but like you're basically still able to take it down and fight over it, that kind of thing. But Mendocino, really nice map, and it'll be nice to see a game played on here. It is Russia versus Germany, Soldier versus IAmTurk, and Russia here has a few good coin treasures in base and an XP treasure in the back, but not going to get a market or anything like that. So maybe Turk looking to go up on 14 vils, not going to bother with a market. Was a 200 wood start though, and Germany instead of a trading post went for a market, which is interesting.
That's a bit unstandard. And he's also got a villager a bit forward that was chopping.
Yeah, there's a forward vil. Huh. Maybe it went there by mistake. There's no way he did that on purpose.
No, I don't think so either. Versus Germany. I feel like it's considered to be a Germany-favored matchup. But I know that Soldier, he doesn't really enjoy playing versus Russia, or isn't super comfortable.
Okay. So, yeah, that's true. I've heard that before. So, it seems like it'll be pretty good for Turk.
Yeah, but also I've seen that Soldier been playing a bit of Russia on his own lately, so maybe he found some weak spots that he will be able to capitalize on this game.
That treasure was like the most delayed thing I'd ever seen between killing the Guardians and picking it up. But Russia does get that treasure, which will be unfortunate for Soldier as he was the one going for it. But you're absolutely right. When playing a civ that you traditionally struggle with, when you play the civ yourself, you sort of learn it a bit and you can appreciate how it works a bit better. And maybe it makes you more comfortable playing against it as you know that side of the matchup better. So, Soldier, let's see how he does. Been playing a bit of Russia recently. Maybe he'll be okay. 50 coin on the floor there. Blue is going to pick it up. 10 villagers in the TC, though. He's going to lose a lot of HP for this. And I think both explorers going to go down.
They are, but it's definitely worse for Germany because the Tomahawk going down as well, he won't be able to pick up the Explorer.
Yeah.
And he won't be able to build a trading post in transition. And he's hoping that it was before clicking up.
I think that's ambitious. I don't think Turk would have done that unless he clicked up.
Turk could maybe mind game Soldier and say that it was, but yeah.
That's funny. But two villagers coming forward now. And Germany without a trading post. This could be a little bit awkward for him. No way to build one until that's back up. And Blockhouse now going down in the middle of the map. I'm not certain there will be an opportunity to build a trading post here. Germany may have
Soldier
to...
is sending a forward settler wagon.
It's perhaps for a military building?
I really wonder what he has in mind, because that's not something you see very often. Germany going for a tower rush versus a forward blockade. But if it's anyone to do it, it's Soldier. Because he really likes to play colonial as Germany. And he's really good at it, so...
Yeah, and that explains the market a bit more, just sort of a stronger eco, and the shipment curve won't sort of... because right now, the trading post hasn't really added anything. He's got a shipment available currently, it's just been spent, and the TP doesn't add, a bonus until a bit later on, whereas that hunting dogs could give him a stronger early timing, perhaps, something like that. We shall have to see, but yeah, this is a tower rush from Soldier in the AoE 2 sense. I see some viewers from AoE 2. This is not what you would expect it to be there. It's just a jumping off point for forward home city shipments. We're going to see stuff like 3 DOPs, 8 crossbows come out, and that classic Soldier deck, skipping 3 cards in Colonial, but still going for a Colonial build.
Oh wow, the fast industrial deck.
Yeah, the heavy industrial card. Yeah, maybe he plays aggressive H2 and follows up to the industrial H. I have no idea.
Maybe he's just placing the outpost to buy some time, hoping that IAmTurk will siege it, and meanwhile he's getting time to go fast fortress or something, but he doesn't have a trading post, so aging up won't be
super good.
He won't have that many shipments. Yeah.
Look at this settler wagon. It's avoided death.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I mean, he's going in a smart direction, because you'd think maybe it tries to go back, but it's getting scouted by the explorer, I think.
Yeah. Settler wagon. Well, not yet. Not yet. Is it gonna go and pick up the explorer? That's a really.
Oh my god.
Cossacks. No, it's gonna be found.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be found. No, he's dodged them. It's like Mario. It's you know, where you have to dodge the blocks that are squishing you. That's exactly what he just did. And but it is going to be
approaching the musketeers, but it's gonna be safe for a little while at least.
Yeah. Well, went in to then go right back out again. This guy. I feel like, wow, this is an exciting game just from that settler wagon. But Russia, 5 Cossacks, followed up by 4 Cossacks. Now going to try and make a run for it, but Turk is on point here. I think Soldier hoping that he's not going to notice it sneak out.
Yeah. I feel like Soldier's right now is
he didn't even try that time. He just left the outpost and went right back in. Oh, dear. But lots of crossbows here, but crossbows not going to perform very well at all versus all these cavalry. 5 and 4 Cossack shipments just going to clean up here, and you can see breaking off some crossbows just so that the other half might survive. but pikemen do hit the board now, and pikes are going to be really good. Does get a nice
Crossbows
swing.
popping from the forward outposts.
This is good. Perhaps and a lot of the hot 2 Ulans there as well. But 5 muskets join the fray, and I think that's going to be enough. All the pikes... No, 4 pikes still alive, and they can zone off the cav. These crossbows will be fine for the time being and can deal with these musks. And they get caught. The Cossacks turn around. This went from being super Turk favored to super soldier favored.
Yeah,
oh dear. Yeah, a few moments not on point for.
Yeah, and Turks, he's continuing to train the musketeers while he would really need like 10 strelets and maybe shipping 13.
Yeah. 3 dops coming out too.
Oh,
Soldier's got it. He's taken that. He's broken the forward blockhouse. Strelets do come out. I'm going to take a volley at the pikemen there, but 2 Ulans plus a 3rd one. God, just finished Musketeer School, and they're just in time. But I don't think it'll be enough. There's enough Ulan here to handle... Yeah, hee. And I think that settler wagon, look at Tony over here, survived. He's got 120 HP. Wow, that was a few. That I don't know what to say.
Oh wow.
GG. What a game.
GG.
What a game.
Yeah, that's a typical soldier play. Like if it's anyone to make this kind of strat work, it's soldier for sure. That was brilliant.
Oh, that was amazing.
Outpost surviving with 151 HP and the settler wagon with 120 HP. They just acted like epic baits for Turk.
Oh wow, top stuff.
Yeah, and the settler wagon was like trying to escape, almost running into the base of Turk.
This guy was all over the
hiding.
map.
Yeah, that was really epic stuff.
Look at him and his donkey. They went all over the map together and survived. What a love story.
Yeah. And Soldier actually he didn't need his explorer for this entire game. He picked up a 50 coin treasure in Turk's base, and then he was lying on the base.
And I see Soldier in the chat now watching the last 2 minutes of that game for our reaction.
I would do that too, probably.
Yeah, it was so good. Oh, that was wonderful to watch. Yeah, I can see what he's watching now. It's brilliant because he gets to last the 2 final minutes were the 2 best minutes. That was good. Okay, I'm in slot 2. I should leave. Right. Okay, I'll wait for the players to join the game. Let's see if they want to play another one. Oh, that was really fun. So, I should ask you, do you have a favorite map then? Because I said earlier, but you didn't seem to have an answer. But if I narrow it down...
the question.
Do you have yeah, I suppose so. Do you have a favorite map from the New World Championship map pool?
I really like Fertile Crescent.
Yeah. Okay.
Perhaps Florida as well.
Yeah, those are perhaps 2 of the more sort of standard maps in the pool as well, although Kamchatka is probably the most standard. My favorite is probably New England. I've just seen I think it's like the most fun map for viewers, and I've seen some of the best. I think the best game of the tournament, or the funnest game of the tournament to watch so far, was played on New England, and I'd say that was Knisi versus Kaiser Klein. In the series where Kaiser won, I think 4-1 overall to qualify for the New World Championship.
That was a good one. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was the one game Knisi took off him. Are you struggling to get in?
Yeah, failed to join again.
Okay, FTG. So maybe you join first. You join now. And you're in. Let me join after.
Oh, I'm not in.
Oh. Okay, let me know when you're in.
To relog, it works sometimes.
Yeah, it works sometimes. I don't know why.
Yes.
Are we in?
Oh, we're not in.
Is that you joining though?
But failed to join.
Soldier's is gonna restart.
Okay. But
I
yeah,
know.
New England usually gets like super interesting games, and the ponds usually a lot of interaction between the players.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun there. Although I didn't realize how good Ottoman would be on New England, and I'm kind of disappointed that Ottoman is. We're all in. Nice. So it is possible. AoE3 is just weird. It's for some reason like you have to do a bunch of wizardry, higgery pokery to make it work. But France coming out from Turk. Let's see what Soldier does. He's going to play China. Okay, China versus France on standard maps.
I played this matchup 3 times with Soldier yesterday, and he actually won 2 of them. He's been practicing China a bit lately, I think.
Just having a bit more
And
fun, yeah. He's been playing a lot of civs that he doesn't normally play. He's like a very, France, British, Germany kind of guy, very serious sort of civs, but he's sort of branching out and having fun with the game. There's 14 civs to play. There's so many interactions, so many matchups.
yeah, especially like when the when you don't have a I've been doing the same lately. When you don't have like some tournament game coming up super soon, then you have time to practice some civs that you don't play super often.
Yeah. And that's, I think, often, can lead to quite fun games. That the game we just saw was perhaps not the most highly level played one from either player, but it was quite fun to watch. And sometimes, if players are playing
sometimes
civs like
you
this,
find your new main civ. Like for example, Turk used to be playing mostly vanilla civs like Dutch and France, and not so much the Asian civs. But like nowadays, his main civs are maybe India and Japan.
yeah, that's fair. Pretty even goats in the middle here. Though it looks like China Explorer has found the macaque and is going to get some damage done on once again. His name is Sexy. He is back, or perhaps no.
Yeah.
He's all. I think they're all called that. All as explorers. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But thank you very much to Mr. Rewind that coming in with the subscription via Prime. We thank you. 90 wood treasure over here, and both treasures or both explorers in that area could be a point of contention.
The Freitag is really good for speeding up the treasure collection.
Yeah. 6x3 versus Guardians. He's really, really good. Gonna catch the scout, though. Rest in
It looks
peace.
like Turks trading the native scout for 90 wood.
I see. So Turk wants to keep him away from that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Lets him get the 90 wood.
Nearly sniping the native scout. He was out of snare and nearly escaping, but Freitag catching him.
And does go down. Huron scout, may he rest in peace. His sacrifice will be remembered for 90 wood. Live oak, worth 90 wood. That's how that goes. All right, Soldier 2 points up. This is not a series. This is just random games. But let's see if Turk can pick up a victory here, playing as French. A civ he's had a lot of experience with. We said he used to play mostly vanilla civs, and Soldier new to China. So let's see how this goes.
I think Soldier, he's played China in the past, but not like consistently during the last couple of months. But I do think he played them like he's been in the game for some time, so
Yeah.
I think he's had time to practice them before.
Yeah, Soldier's been around for, over 10 years, so I'm sure he's played a few games as pretty much every civ in that time. So, yeah, definitely very experienced. But let's see how this goes. Could be a lot of fun, and I think the chat are favouring Turk here. No, favouring Soldier. Good lord, 63% there to Soldier. So, you guys think Soldier's going to win? I'm not so sure, though. We'll find out, I guess. Quartermaster now coming down for France. And China yet to click the button. Let's see which wonder he places down. Or where he places it down, perhaps.
It's usually like you don't normally go for any other wonder than the Summer Palace.
Mm.
Yeah, he's gonna throw an extra villager instead of this more standard 4. He put an extra to maybe compensate for the later age up.
Yeah, we've got 5 villagers on there. It's interesting because the first villager has 100% effectiveness, and the second one is less, maybe like 80% or something, and then the third one even less than that. So each villager on...
I'm not sure. I think it's like the first 4, they by the same number of seconds.
Yeah, and then after that it's
The
less.
5th, it's less.
Is that for
So
wonder functionality or just all buildings?
it's wonder functionality, I
Okay.
think.
Because I know for
if
like...
you build a house or something, then
Then it's definitely true what I said, but a wonder is
yeah,
different
I think
perhaps.
so.
I want to do a video on that. That was like, I've been planning a tips and tricks on how many villagers building a thing. Freitag does go down with a scream. That was awful to hear, but the
Oh, wow.
CDBs, they have no soul. They'll just kill monkeys.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Freitag. God, so many treasures. Soldiers just gobbling them up. 80 coin, 35 coin here. All right, both players now up to the colonial age. Let's see what Soldier has in mind. Usually we see that fast fortress from China, and more recently that fast industrial. But we'll see what Soldier wants to do.
He's scouting the stable, so that gives him time to maybe have 9 pikes in time for when 5 hussars arrive. Especially with the early trading post, you can afford to send 9 pikes as China without sacrificing too many or too much power in the fortress.
Yeah. And 9
Gonna be
pikes.
700 wood, so looks like he's going for the or Maito's version where you gather the coin instead of sending it.
Yeah, and you get up with an extra shipment, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a slower age. 5 husks now out, and has no shipment just yet, so 9 pikes not going to be sent to deflect this pressure. He's just going to have to garrison his villages.
But Turk actually going for the 200
food.
No, he's fine picking it off with the Explorer.
Yeah, just gonna... Yeah, okay, so it looks like the Cav wanted to get involved there, but it would delay him too much, perhaps, whilst China's here just gathering for free. His Cav could be in the base stopping that. War Academy now going down. I'm not sure it'll go up. I don't think it will. Yeah, and that villager going to have to be pulled. And the War Academy, that villager may even go down. Monk does. He's going to kill off the...
Sentries come out.
Yeah, but on the wrong side of the TC. So I think that Monk is going to go down before... Yeah, and he's not too pleased. His rally point for them was not on the front there. Does pick up 1 Huss, which is okay, but loses his Monk, which is sad for him.
I think that's still fine for Soldier because he has the consulate up, which is important since he sent the 300 export.
Yeah.
And he's going to ally with British for the 6 redcoats.
There they are. Redcoats on the board. And now, with those musks, he'll be able to get up nice without being harassed by cavalry. But there are 2 forward barracks from Turk with that 700 wood. It looks like he's plopped them down. Looks like he's going to stay colonial then. Has started with hussars whilst he got his 4 vills. And now switching into double musketeer production. Now coming in with...
Soldier going to raid with his... redcoats, which might leave him vulnerable in his base.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting, a big batch, more cav to show up. He thought perhaps those 3 Quang Pike and the 2 Chokanu could handle, the 5 cav that were on the board. But more cav were trained, and indeed some musks as well. And that means that those units are going to get shut down real quick. And the Monk going to go down a second time here. A couple of villagers will as well whilst building this wonder. And he's going to get up very slow.
This is a scary timing. Soldier should have a shipment on the way, something like 9 pikes or 8 Shukonu's
Yeah. But Vils do
to
come out of
keep
the village.
these red coasts alive.
There it is, Chokonu's. But that's a little bit awkward. Those hussars going to be able to tear them up pretty quick, going into hand combat with his musks, and he's going to call the irregulars as well to try and keep these Chokonu alive. But really good trades for Turk.
And 10 more musketeers coming in should be able to clean up the army from Soldier.
Yeah. Gonna clean that up. Another villager goes down. Switch to units lost. And you can see here, not looking too good for Soldier. 7 villagers have gone down.
Oh, wow. He does have the skirms coming soon from the age up. Really needs, like, yeah, he got 3 hussars reinforcing and some more on the way, I think.
Bruh, that's a lot of vills, yeah. And he knows it. He's lost so many. And that wonder still isn't built. He just needs to get the vills on it and finish it up, but he's paid so much for it. This aggression from Turk working out really nice. And I really like this build. Against China, I always follow them up, but this has worked out brilliantly, staying colonial.
It's definitely viable to pressure colonial, and it looks like he's comfortable now to follow up to the fortress age himself.
Yeah. Soldier has reached the fortress age finally at 10 minutes. Jeez, that was so long. Turk did a really good job there, killed a lot of vills. Maybe it was Soldier's mistake to leave his base with his muskets. If he'd stayed with the Chokonu that popped from the Summer Palace as a second batch, then maybe, combined with Minutemen, he would have been much better positioned to fight that off. But perhaps, didn't know there were 2 forward barracks. Maybe just expect Turk to go up to the fortress age, which is why those musks were sent off. In the end, didn't work out too well for him. But Turk is going to follow him up, and the game now enters that fortress age part of the match.
This does give Soldier a short window maybe to push the Raxes from because now he's seen the age up from Turk, so it looks like he'll either push the middle, but maybe he doesn't know of the forward base yet. So it looks like he's gonna go straight to Turk's base, see if he can get some damage done.
Yeah, China's got a nice window, as you said. He just sent Intervention as his first card and got 8 Arquebusiers for aging up from the Confucius Academy, so he has got quite a good army for the time being, but it won't be long now before those 10 skirms pop for Soldier and indeed for IAmTurk, as well as his first shipment. And he's also got cuirassiers in queue as well, so it's not going to be long before Soldier... Sorry, I keep getting the players muddled up before Turk is back in.
Soldier is kind of getting trapped with his units now because Turk is getting reinforcement from the middle of the map, and he can pop Minutemen from the town center, as well as cuirassiers from the stable. Yeah, he's getting a really nice round on Soldier right now.
Yeah, just 3 cuirassiers in there, plus some hussar, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
And 10 skirms, so it's looking pretty good. But he's not going to jam the cav in there just yet. Perhaps he's just going to try and bait the anti-cav forward and try and pick a few off before he gets stuck in with his units. 5 goons does arrive, maybe waiting for a second batch of something. But
yeah, Turk hesitating a little bit to go in. I guess he wanted to wait for another 3 cuirassier from the shipment.
There it is. Yeah. And the game comes to a pause for a moment. The player's going to walk back for the time being. China's game plan behind this, another village going up in strategic position next to the hunt, obviously for population, but also a nice garrison spot there. And China's just going to send nothing but military shipments now, keep this pressure up, and keep the damage rolling. That's what China's good at. Did eventually get to Fortress Age. Still very scary opponent, but I think Turk did exactly what he needed to do to make it, to handle it, to handle the China. Kill a lot of vills and delay that age up. And China is going to have to deal with France in the Fortress Age now. Let's take a look at units in queue. Cuirassiers and skirmishes is what he's sort of training. I really like going for cures versus China. I always feel that's quite good.
Depends a bit, really. The Kurs don't do too well versus the Chinese Cav, but Skirm Cuirassier is a good composition versus Arquebusier and the Pikemen for China.
Yep. And he's got quite a scary mass now. We can see 9 Cuirassiers and 3 Hussars, as well as, obviously, 10 Skirms and 5 Goons. Perhaps running low on Skirms, not too many there. His opponent's got 22 Arquebusier and a Flying Crow as well.
Yeah, Soldier's got quite a good mass. That's the thing with China. You can never really count. You can never really count out China in Fortress Age.
Yeah, I've said it before. They store units in their anal cavity, and they pull them out when needed. I have been quoted
That's a
saying
good way
that.
to say it.
I've been quoted saying that before on SmackDown. But yes, there's a lot of Arquebusier. 30. But there's also a lot of Cav.
And Turk's got Cav combat in, so he's in a good. He's in a good position to fight, I think.
Yeah, and these Skirms cut off from the Cav here. Going to take a few volleys against the superior mass of Arquebusier, but the Cav now going to come in and get involved. But that's a lot of Changdao, and he knows it. But Flying Crow gets a nice volley. Does not want to get stuck in just yet. Needs to kill off some of these Changdao. There's so many of them, and they're very strong versus cavalry. They're getting back. Don't want to take any more shots. I'd say China's in a leading position here. Although economically speaking, France is ahead, but he needs time. He needs time.
He's got another 5 Cuirassiers in queue.
Yeah, don't forget Cav combat.
It's looking quite even now.
But he has
Flying
got artillery.
Crow gonna help take down the barracks quickly.
That's right, 228 damage times 2 versus buildings. This barracks not going to last long with a Crow shooting fireworks at it. But meteor hammers now arrive, and again puts China back in the lead military-wise. But looks like Turk is going to sort of ignore the main unit mass at the time being and just head on over to these villas.
Yeah, I like that a lot because he has a much more mobile army. Yeah, Soldier also raiding with his cavalry.
And Turk going to take out all of those villages there. The meteor hammers, though, as you said, are halfway across the map. These vills, they just run out of gold. And yeah, but they do spot the units there. And also some vills up here, although they're not going to do too much to each other. Dragoons coming forward are going to shoot at the vills. And skirmishes of Turk.
No,
this isn't good. Walking through that passage and are going to all get for a lot. Oh, and melee. What? No, don't go melee.
Oh.
That's no good.
Yeah, he wanted to melee the Explorer to save the skirms, but ended up meleeing all the units. But a few skirmishers survive, but I wonder if Turk even has enough skirms to one-hit a... Oh.
Yeah, that's not too good. Surprisingly, though, military count is actually quite even.
It's quite even, but the Falconets are a bit awkward at this moment because the Flying Crow it one-hits Falconet.
Yeah.
Turk's gonna have to be careful, maybe try to snipe the Crow somehow before engaging with the Falconets.
Yeah, needs to take that down. But remember, Turk just killed a bunch of villagers. Remember that Cuirassier raid? And he killed 7 during transition. Soldier's eco is not in a good way. It is on Soldier to push out and do some damage here. France is really, really high villager population, 43 villagers.
And he has so many Cuirassiers right now. I feel like he should send maybe one of the colonial upgrade cards. The only threat from China is Manchus, which do really good. With this many Cuirassiers, I feel like Turk has the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, a stray Falconet.
Ah. Yeah. How did that get there? That...
And yeah, it was to catch, maybe catch some raids.
I'm sure that's what it was for. Yeah. Anti-raid Falc.
Anti-raid, yeah.
It
Or I
bursts
guess
cavalry
maybe Turk
destroying
thought,
rays.
yeah, I felt maybe Turkey thought it wouldn't be super impactful in the fight. It would be dying too quickly, but yeah, still has one alive.
Yeah. Oh god, I wonder
Okay,
if
here we go.
he's just gonna get stuck in. I feel like, yeah, here comes some villagers. If he just chucked all 40 villagers into the fight, or maybe, you know, a lot of them,
that would be good actually.
and he'd still have, after the fight, quite a lot of vills left, and it would keep the fight very even, and maybe the economies would then be even as well, and the game could go on. But here, I just think there's so much Changdao, although it does
even
have...
the red coats in the back to go in melee.
Yeah, he does have
which
cav
is probably
defense,
looking good.
but there's still so much anti-cav. Although, having said that, he's tearing through... He's killed a lot of them. Hot damn.
Yeah.
But I don't think nine cuirassiers is it enough to handle 2 crows and all these arquebusiers? And still 3 Changdao left.
Does have more cuirassiers in queue. He could possibly get another batch of 5 if he sells some wood.
Yeah.
China is coming out on top.
He does kill up both the crows, though. That was... I mean, double-carded cuirassiers, Cav Combat and the Colonial HP upgrade makes them very, very tanky, 650 HP on those units, but China still comes out ahead. I would have liked to see Turk chucking in the villages, or at least some villages.
I feel like Turk would probably have won the fight had he not lost the skirms earlier.
Yeah,
because
and
then
his
he would
Falc.
have picked up the Shangdao. He would have picked off them much sooner.
And he would have had an extra Falc if that had not gone astray, which would have been dealing damage to the arquebusier all that time.
True.
So a couple of things there. But still, this game is reasonable. Like 47 CDBs is a lot, although is being forced off resources. Maybe vills are no good if they can't gather.
Manchus. Oh, that's really good. Manchus catching or
Almost.
Kurz almost running into the Manchu.
Almost, yeah. That's look, the CDBs will escape here. Yeah, I feel like the... Look at this! Even more kills on the villagers! Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
But, I don't know, there's so much blue stuff. He is killing a lot of vills, though. Red is killing vills, too.
Thing with China, it's usually like super hard to raid them, but Soldier actually doesn't have a village on the bottom here.
Is he going to lose them too? Oh, the Manchu just running around the map. I think he's going to grab those vills, but a lot of them will be safe. There is a village nearby, but he's lost... Soldier has lost 28 villages this game. 30 villages. So many. 32 villages lost this game. It's insane. There's so many villages. Although Soldier has... Turk has also lost 14 villages this game, so... There is that.
We see a great migration of CDBs on the top of the map.
The great migration of Kamchatka.
Yeah.
Sadly, though, Soldier, 30 vills can't gather at a mine. But he's figured that out. It's the trouble now. Soldier...
Oh, wow.
His one weakness was cuirassiers, but now that he's got the Manchus out, I think he's okay.
It's losing some skirms in the middle, though.
Yeah.
And Turk is even raiding on the mine near the village.
Soldier has so few
Oh,
vills.
wow.
Oh my god, 14!
That's so painful.
But the game still feels close, right? Like, one player's got this incredible eco because of so much raiding, and the other's got this incredible army because it's just been dominating his opponent's army. But I'm not sure which way this game goes. 15 vills just feels like so little, but equally, as soon as Blue finds where the villagers are gathering, he'll force them away. And these vills...
The thing with China is you still have the summer palace generating armies, like a batch of territorial army just popped, and you still have the Confucian Academy as well.
Yeah.
So
Flying
you have
crows.
this like idleless, you have this idleless economy all the time, which is really nice.
Yeah. I think, though, China does have this surely, because France is just running out of resources. Where can he gather resources?
Turk just needs like a skirms of guard. Maybe if he can get like, now he has 7 or 6 cuirassiers, and there's not too many anti-cav in the main for soldier.
Manchus are separated. They're roaming the map.
Yeah.
But if he can... Maybe this fight's... Without the Manchu here, maybe it's okay. And remember, like, training cav is really good for Turk currently, because of the 2 upgrades he's got. Baiting the anti-cavs forward.
Yeah.
But the
it
Manchu
looks like it's gonna
now
be
have arrived.
full CDBs this time, but it's probably gonna be too late.
Yeah, the Manchus have gotten in here now, and they're going to be really good against those cuirassiers. But all the vills getting stuck in. They've got blunderbuss and greatcoats here. But perhaps too little too late. There's no military units backing this up, and vills can't fight. Yeah, Turk going to call GG.
Yeah. That was another great game.
Another, yeah, but not before Soldier loses. Literally, let's take a look at the Vil graph. That was, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh dear. Some intense raids.
Turk never really lost that many vills, but he was forced to walk across the map, not really gathering. Yeah.
GG's.
Gee.
And looks like Soldier's saying he's done now. So that's going to be it from Soldier. I almost waved. I almost held up my hand and waved to him. See you, Soldier. Bye-bye. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was very fun games.
There were some good games there, yeah. It's a shame that Kaiser and Lord Raphael didn't get to finish their series. The score was 3-3 in the end, but we think because that last game was so just laggy and ridiculous, we're going to scrub that one and resume from a scoreline of 3-2.
That would be really nice to continue the series.
Yeah, and there's $100 lying on that, so I think the players will be motivated to come back and finish that series off. But that will be for another day. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for casting. I can't expect you to stay here all day and cast with me.
Oh, it's been a few hours, hasn't it?
It has been a few hours. I mean, you're welcome to stay, but I would perfectly understand if you had to go.
I'm tired as well and a bit hungry.
Yeah, I would have thought so. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, Tabben. That was a pleasure to cast with you.
Thank you for having me. It was very fun.
Yeah, do you?
I'm really up for doing it again.
Yeah, you should. I'd love to have you back. That would be great. Do you have a Twitch channel or anything like that? Anything at all you want to plug?
I told you before, I can't really stream from where I am right now, so any promotion won't be necessary at the time being. Hopefully I can stream maybe some time before going to LAN during the summer. We're going to have to see.